Welcome back, everybody. I'm still here in Florida, believe it or not, on CJ's set, but I have a special guest here today, the one, the only, the Desiree Blackstone Betty. Now, I was out fishing on the Atlantic coast the other day, of course, caught delicious dolphin fish, Mahi Mahi. We're going to milk that footage for everything it's worth. I think we're going to do Mahi recipes on everybody's show, but today, Betty came in, and she's going to give her take on
Mahi Mahi, Italian style. I love a good fish dish, so you want to make it?
Yes.
Let's give it a try.
I am so excited that you caught this Mahi Mahi. I love cooking fish. My family enjoys whitefish a lot. Usually I do this dish with like a grouper or a cod or a sea bass. Mahi Mahi, anything like a nice and meaty white fish. So this is perfect. I'm excited to teach you. Before we do that, we need to chop up some vegetables. Listen, you're gonna have to do those onions.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't cut onions on camera because the tears just come down.
True.
So I'll take the pepper, and we only need like a quarter, so I'm doing it very sloppy, and Nate's probably gonna wanna slap my hand for that, but I don't need a lot, so.
And
this is how we do it. This is how my grandmom did it. I'm cool with it. I don't know.
If it's good enough for grandma.
I'm sure that CJ used to cut peppers like this before he, you could do it in long strips or...
You want like strips, like half circle strips?
Yeah,
kinda?
Let's do strips because your fish is nice and long shaped.
So like thick like that, just in two
right
strips? Okay.
Perfect.
So stuff like that, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I love adding, or starting off like a marinara with peppers, bell peppers, and onions all the time. I think every sauce needs green bell pepper.
I think
what
you're
about
right.
you?
I think you're right. You might be part Cajun, right? Because this is two of the ingredients of the
Yes.
the trinity of Cajun cooking.
That's like perfect.
You got a
right
little
there.
Is that enough? You want more?
That's
And I'll just cut these in two?
even more than we need. So
All right.
let's just go like this.
There we go. Cut those
And
up
then
for you. There we go.
a little bit of olive oil. Well, actually we have to put our cast iron pan on the griddle.
Lots of people ask us about whether or not you can put pots and pans on the griddle, and you certainly can. You're not going to hurt your griddle top. You can put them right down on there.
I'm gonna drizzle in a little bit of
olive oil in the skillet. Yeah, hey, what do, in Eastern Pennsylvania, Italian, what does a little bit mean?
I don't think there's such a thing. Like a little bit is probably like
Oh, wait a minute.
a cup.
So that's a little
That's
bit.
good,
There we
that's
go.
good.
That's a little bit.
That's good. You want to drop these in, and then they can just start to get hot with
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
the oil in there. I'm gonna take out just a little bit. Yeah. All right. So while that starts to cook down, we need to chop up some of my favorite ingredient that's in every single recipe of mine: fresh garlic. I
love it.
always say go for the fresh garlic. You always say go for the tube garlic.
No, I use them both. I like them. I love garlic.
Yeah, I like garlic.
Yeah.
But I swear, do the fresh if you got it.
Why not?
I did though. I have to admit, you can start chopping up these little nice, beautiful tomatoes. Look
What do you
how
want?
pretty They are.
Little slices, little minced. What do you
Just
have?
right in half.
Just
Maybe
like
in
half?
fours. Go
In
long
four?
ways.
Four
Yeah,
like that?
Just like that, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
So we're gonna be slopping this dish up with some nice crusty Italian bread when it's done. So it's gonna be like a chunky, fresh kind of modnod or marinara sauce. What do you call it?
What was that, modnod?
Modnod. What do you call it?
Yeah. Yes, both of those.
No, you don't. He's lying.
Hey, Blackstone's brand new 7-inch chef knife, by the way. Killer, right? You like it?
I am obsessed with this thing.
They're great. They're sharp right on the box, nice handle.
Yeah, I like it. So do you mind something being a little extra garlicky?
I eat a lot of garlic. I've been to restaurants before on the road where I literally will pay extra to have extra. I use a lot of garlic. A lot.
So you don't mind if it's just whole like this?
No. Eat a lot of garlic. I'll eat cloves whole. I do
Yes.
it all the time.
I like it like that because if you're sharing this with somebody who doesn't like garlic, they don't have to necessarily get all those pieces of chopped up garlic. You can kind of pick out or go for the big cloves if you want it to, right?
Do you want all these or more?
Maybe a little bit more.
A little bit more?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So tell me about your fish.
So Mahi Mahi, you know, as I'm told, I'm a lifelong sportsman and never got to fish in the ocean until the other day.
Really? You've never
No, first time.
been on a deep sea
So
fishing
I
trip?
grew up out there in your neck of the woods in Pennsylvania, and we used to fish for, you know, small trout and streams, and always dreamt of fishing in the ocean. Of course, anytime I tried, always got skunked. This time, 42-inch dolphin fish, Dorado, Mahi Mahi, beautiful. I'm probably gonna get a replica on the wall, and these are the spoils. With the spoils right here, we're gonna eat it up. So,
I can't
what are we
wait.
doing next, Betty?
All right, so let's check our peppers and our what did we put in there, Todd?
Peppers and onions.
You want to toss them around. Maybe a little bit of crushed red pepper. You want to go spicy?
Let's do it. I want it spicy.
So
yes.
if you were making a marinara, if you want it to be like a fried diablo, or I can't really ever say that word right, fried diablo, you would add crushed red pepper right now before you add your, you know, or at the same time that you add your garlic. So go light on it for me.
Light on the pepper. Here, ready? Here we go. Tell me when.
That's good for me. You can add some garlic.
Do it.
I don't know if this is a little bit of garlic to you or not, but
That's perfect. I didn't even
okay,
go more.
good.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Instantly smell it. This is
No.
like the base for a good marinara, or even just the base for throw in some Italian sausage, chicken, anything you want, right? Peppers and onions. Is there a better smell than that?
No, it smells delicious.
I agree.
It's the aromatics,
Yes,
Betty. Really, it's the, I talk about it all the time. It's the aromatics.
Should we add our tomatoes?
Let's do it.
Go for it.
What kind of tomatoes are these? Plum? What are they? No.
These are grape tomatoes. All right, so you know what tomatoes love more than anything in the world? You know it.
Salt. They love
Yes.
salt.
So a big handful of salt for those tomatoes, and then we can use the dome to let that start to cook down, right? Just
All right.
all over. Salt those tomatoes. They love it, they love it, they love it. That's good. And we have a nice fat piece of fish, so it'll be good. You want to slide that to the middle. We can use the big basting
do
dome
it.
for this. Now this is going to help it steam down and cook down into that marinara sauce, nice and chunky. So we need a couple minutes to let that happen. So let's hang out, and I guess we'll be back in maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Take
Take
5.
Take a little breather. So a couple minutes passed by. We gave it a little stir under there, give it a peek, and make sure that those tomatoes are cooking down beautifully. The tomatoes. I love the smell. Right?
Yes, I'm adopted. My adoptive dad is Italian. We canned tomatoes growing up in Pennsylvania. So what's your
That's what
tomato
we do.
history?
That's what we do, and I love this smell so much that I buy the wax melts and I buy the hand soap that's called Tomato on the Vine, because it just reminds me of my grandfather.
Tomato candles?
Yes, they're wax melts. You put them in the thing, and my house smells like tomato on the vine. It reminds me of
Whoa.
family, so
I
that's
like
how
it.
much I love the smell.
No, I'm thinking a basil candle would be nice. Do they have those?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, no.
Maybe deer carcass candles?
Elk.
I'm
Yeah.
dying to get to
A
this
basil.
fish.
I'll go with basil. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so fish. Usually, I think the most fish that I use with this specific recipe is cod or grouper. I've never had it with Mahi Mahi, so I'm excited. The first thing fish needs, right, is to get patted dry.
Yes.
So let's do that, and then we're gonna salt it up. Maybe do a little bit of olive oil. You want to make sure that you always pat your fish dry so that you get a nice sear on it. And it's not like steaming, right?
Exactly.
Okay. You want to put a little bit of olive oil on there for me, and pass me the salt and pepper.
Sure, will do. So yes, it was a blast. When we were down at the fishing trip and the guide was flaying this up on the dock, huge pieces of mahi, big old steaks. I was so excited. And of course, when you told me that you would come on over here to CJ's set, that I'm, what am I doing? I'm squatting in CJ's set is what I'm doing.
Look at that board.
Yes.
Take a look at that.
Take a look at that.
And zhuzh it up. That's what
I
we're
got
doing.
excited. So that's the rest of the sentence. I got excited when you said you're coming over.
I got excited when I saw you catch this fish because deep sea fishing is something that the guys in my family absolutely love to do. My dad, my brother-in-laws, my husband.
So I
they
could
love deep sea fishing.
potentially win the admiration of your father.
Yes, which is everybody's goal in life,
Yes,
is to do that,
yes.
right? Just my dad. All right, that looks good. I don't want to over-season it because we are going to be using the loaded Italian, which I think let's just get a quick sear on it real fast, and then we'll add some of that once we push this into the tomatoes, because it's gonna finish cooking in the tomatoes. Before we throw this down to sear, you wanna slide those tomatoes over, turn down the heat.
Let's do it. Let's do
They
it.
look perfect.
That's looking good.
I like it. Maybe a little mix.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna let you do that.
I'll do it. All right.
I'm gonna throw this Mahi Mahi down, make a little bit of room for me in there. I'm not adding any oil to the Blackstone because we already slathered it in oil, so it doesn't really need it. The less oil, I think, the better. Little healthy.
For sure.
This is a healthy dish. It's supposed to be a little bit of a healthy dish.
You know, and Betty and I were just talking there off camera. You know, a lot of people ask us questions about the griddle top and, you know, why does mine look terrible? Or I just moved a skillet across there. You know, it looks scratchy and ugly. Hey, you know, oil is sort of going to be your miracle elixir there. So you got a little dry spot, or maybe your tongue scratched it up. A little bit of oil goes a long way. Look at that pretty little griddle.
It looks beautiful. I think it's like putting a little bit of makeup on. So this fish, we put it down presentation side first. We're just gonna get it just a little golden brown color in my opinion, and then let's add it to the fish. And I think yesterday we did a video where we added this to our, what did we make yesterday?
What did we do?
Oh, the Italian stallion.
The Italian stallion.
With your marinara, and this, love it in the tomatoes, so let's try it again.
Big fan of the new.
Can you say it for me? Let's give it a try.
Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Big fan of the brand new sear and stir
love
sauce.
it.
This is probably my favorite, and maybe a close tie with the sesame teriyaki. Korean's my third favorite.
Really?
But this is, it's my
I like it.
all-star.
Let's check on that fish. Now, I think you use spatulas way more than I do. How's that looking? Nice, and I don't like a nice dark tar on my fish, do you? I like
It depends.
To be delicate and light brown.
Yeah, it depends on what mood I'm in. Yeah.
Kind of, because what we're doing really is not a poach, but a stewed tomato,
Yeah, for
like
sure.
like a braise in that. So
Yes. You're going Lydia
Yes.
Bastianich on me.
Yes.
Yes, Lydia Bastianich.
You
If
got
you're
me, you got
watching,
me.
love your show. I've loved it for decades.
Could you do me a favor though?
What do we need?
Grab some of that parsley and just no knife, just rip it with your hand.
Rip it. Oh my goodness.
And throw it in those tomatoes, and then do the same thing with the basil.
Okay.
That's good.
Oh, I love basil. Let's do
Me
it.
too.
Okay. So a little bit of parsley. Tell me when.
That's good.
Okay.
I say the more the better.
And
I say a little bit, but look how much that is. That's my little bit.
oh, I go with a lot of basil. Yeah, you know, here's something. Let me ask you, since you are, you know, an authentic, and I'm just, you know, a wannabe. When I watch cooking shows or I watch Italian cooks, I was watching one make a pomodoro sauce, and they said, you know, put the basil leaves in there, and then when you're done, before you get ready to serve it, pull them out. I leave them in. I want it.
Well,
is that wrong?
No, it's not wrong, but you could put that whole thing like this in there
Okay.
and let it cook for the flavor, and then you pull it out, and then you would garnish and serve it with, or finish it with, fresh basil. All right, let's flip this fish.
About you.
See that?
Oh yeah,
How
so that's
I
what
like
you
it.
want. Golden brown, but not blackened.
No.
Okay.
We're gonna have to mix those herbs in, make a little bed, because we only want this to sear for like 1 minute and finish in there. You could change this recipe up also into like a nice Mediterranean style if you wanted to add capers, to do wine if you wanted
Yes.
to. There's so many different ways to do a tomato sauce with white fish.
Yeah, I'm loving it. The smells, the colors, perfect.
You could add zucchini into
Zucchini,
it with
yes.
the peppers and onions.
I love
That's a
zucchini.
way that I remember having it growing up, and then just with our crusty bread. So let's add that fish in there.
All right.
You made me a little bed, right?
Right in the middle.
Okay. You ready? Coming. So in there.
And now it's just going to sit there. It's
We're
going to
gonna
continue
put it
to
back
cook.
over here.
Okay.
Slide it over and let's cover it. Oh God, it smells so good.
Ooh.
It's the fish with the tomato sauce. Can you smell it? It instantly just pulls you right back
Now,
to
this
being
is
a kid.
great for me, by the way, because this is something I never would have done had I not seen her do it. But now you're going to see me do it probably in the future. So thank you.
I am. That makes me happy. And I'm going to be making the Italian stallion.
How long are we gonna let the fish sit there in that bed of that tomato goodness?
Well, actually, we forgot one thing.
What did we forget?
Let's drizzle it with a little bit of this for a little extra Italian flair. See how that turns out.
My favorite.
And then maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's not going to take long, especially with that dome helping it steam. You could, though, if you wanted it to cook longer, I mean, you could cook it for 20, 30 minutes. It just will...
Like a little bit like that?
Yep.
A little more?
What do you think? You go.
Maybe a little on the edges?
This is your
I mean,
show,
I'm
Todd.
loving the...
This
Look
was
at that!
your creation.
Yes.
Yesterday, this was.
Yes, I came up with the recipe, and we're just pretending like it's Betty. No, this is all Betty, and I'm so psyched to be part of it.
The good thing about fish, I don't really think that when you're cooking it in a tomato sauce, you can actually overcook the fish. It just is going to get more tender. Kind of if you were making chicken scallopini or something like that with the tomatoes, it's just going to keep getting more tender. So let it hang out. We're hungry, so we're only going to let it cook for 5 minutes maybe, because it'll be cooked through and ready to eat.
Now, are you a fisher woman? Have you? Did you grew up around the shore?
We do. Yes, the beaches down in Delaware, in Maryland, and Jersey. We do the drive-on beaches. We catch fish. My uncles, my dad, catch them, and we cook them right there. We would bring the smoker on to the beach in the morning, start smoking meats, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then we have our grills. And now we bring the Blackstones onto the drive-on.
Yes.
So trying to get the whole Delmarva area hooked on bringing the Blackstones. Hopefully you'll see me doing that this summer on the beach.
Are you gonna do
griddling?
Maryland blue crab cakes out there, baby? Come on. You gotta do it.
I'm gonna do it then.
All right.
I'm gonna do it. I'll do it just for you. Maybe you can come.
Crab cakes. Bring the
So
family.
good. Let's clean this up and get ready to eat.
All right.
Instantly. Don't you smell that? That smells like an old Italian kitchen to me. Let's get it over here, and I'm saying it this time before he says it.
You're gonna do it?
Woo!
Take a look at that.
I am so happy. I cannot wait. So what we're gonna do is serve it along with some Italian bread. Like if it was just me and you at the table, I would say you take that much, I take this much. A little bit of bread's not gonna kill you, right?
No. Oh, I love it.
You should probably let it cool just for a second. So while it cools, maybe a little bit of fresh herbs, like we talked about.
Okay.
Always finish with the fresh herbs. You do the basil. I'll do a little bit of parsley. I always love to finish with a fresh herb because, one, it looks gorgeous, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
You just... We call this zhuzhing it up. And also because you have that bright bite of flavor with all those roasted down tomatoes. The herbs that we cooked in it got cooked down. They're not like as fresh as that. So
I want to get in there. Can you kick me off with those key words?
Oh, I get to say it. I feel like I have a microphone in my hand. Let's give it a try.
Yes.
Wait. A fork. We gotta
right.
scoop up that fish and then use your bread to slop up the tomato.
Look at that.
Just like this.
Okay, I got it.
Cheers. It feels like my grandfather.
Oh my. Whoa, I lost the fish. There we go.
So good. That loaded Italian. Change up the flavor, a little bit of what I'm used to, but in a very good way. That vinegar, I can taste a little bit of a vinegar. What do you think, Todd? You like
My
it?
mouth is full. It's perfect.
Isn't that good?
Perfect.
It's savory, yet fresh at the same time, and a nice light lunch, dinner.
Yeah, it has a light filling, you know. At least I make so many burgers and quesadillas and this is something totally different. Something I would crave. You
would eat it again?
It's pleasing to the eye and the
beautiful.
palate.
And the next time you catch a huge Mahi Mahi, you could make like a tray of this and have your entire family over and serve it up family style.
We could.
Great catch on that Mahi Mahi, Todd.
Wow.
What a treat. What a treat.
This is a real treat.
I love cooking with you.
Oh my goodness, so excited that Betty stopped by today. I was already on cloud 9. Now I'm on cloud 10 because Betty came and we made this. I mean, she made it. I just kind of walked it.
But now you know how to make it, and everybody else knows how to make it, so I hope they make it.
I'm definitely going to make this
you
again in
keep
the
making
future.
it.
And speaking of Betty making stuff, make sure you check out her show, Family Style. You see it every week on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you know. And CJ, who just happens to be here today, running the second camera. He also has a show every week, CJ's First Cooking Show. And we love CJ, of course. And we also love Nate. And he's got Cook, Eat, Repeat. So follow us. Check us out at BlackstoneProducts.com. So until next time, everybody, this is Todd and Desiree, also known as Blackstone Betty. I'm saying praise the Lord and pass the...
Mahi Mahi. Italian style.